Welcome back. My name is Kara Michelle and I'm here to help you live your truth. So on this video, I want to talk about the correlation between thoughts and our body and the physical manifestation of what happens when we have disempowering thoughts and how it shows up in our body, right? So let's break it down. So when you are thinking something negative, and for this example, let's just take a really basic standard negative and limiting thought, which is, I'm not good enough. This could apply to any area of your life, but chances are you've thought these things at some point, right? So think of that thought, I'm not good enough. How does that make you feel? Obviously not very good. Makes you feel lesser than, inadequate, right? It's showing up in a negative way. But I want you to also consider how that makes your body feel. So you can close your eyes for a sec or just really tune into your body and see what this feels like for you. But if you say the words or think the thought of, I'm not good enough, what does that do to you physically? For example, for me, when I say that, I feel like my shoulders kind of like dropping. I kind of feel like this forward slouch happens. My shoulders curve in a little bit, if I go, oh, I'm just not good enough. You can picture it even in a cartoon, how the body language shows up differently, right? So I'm not good enough. Your shoulders cave in a little bit and you're guarding your heart. And your heart chakra is where there's so much potent energy, but it's all about love, right? And love and attracting abundance, attracting good things, because it's such a powerful area of our body in physical terms and in energetic terms. But when you're feeling like you're not good enough or you're feeling disempowered, you're kind of playing small. You're guarding yourself and physically shrinking down. And I want you to really realize how this affects you in any area of your life, from a physical standpoint as well as energetic. So say you're at your job and you walk in and you're feeling, maybe you made a mistake at your job, and so you're feeling like you're not good enough. You're gonna physically shrink your body down to match those really negative limiting thoughts, and it's going to affect how you show up the rest of your day. Maybe you're trying to avoid attention, you're trying to kind of shrink because you're just like, oh, we've all been there when we're like, oh, I just wish I could disappear. And you're shrinking into this little being who's not very powerful, who's not very strong or confident or capable, because they're just tiny and they just don't want to be there. And if that happens in work or in a relationship, any kind of area, you're creating this lack of belief in yourself and this belief that you need to take up less space, that you're a burden or that you're not important, and ultimately that you're not good enough. So the mind correlates to the body and creates this physical reaction, which is then going to just strengthen the mental belief. So the mind and body correlate so strongly, and Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this often, about how our thoughts turn into our actions and they create these habits, right? Because if you're thinking, I'm not good enough every single day, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, and your body is constantly shrinking, getting smaller, you're trying to take up less space, you're hoping nobody notices you, you're just thinking about how if they do notice you, they're gonna notice the negative and that's what they're gonna pick up on. And you're just feeling more and more insecure and small. And this creates your body to respond, like I said, maybe, well, I won't get into that, but it creates your body to respond. And when your body plays small, it sends those signals back up to your mind. So it's really just this negative cycle, and your thoughts are reinforcing your physical feelings and physical energy, I guess we could say. And then that is responding and sending back up to your thoughts and going like, oh yeah, I'm small. Oh, I'm not good enough. I hope nobody sees me. I wish I could disappear. I'm just trying to shrink. It's like, and then that sends up to your brain and your brain goes, oh yeah, you are small. Yeah, you're not good enough. play smaller, get right? Like it's this never-ending cycle. Before I continue just explaining one after the other, I will just leave it there. But it's this never-ending cycle. And now I want you to take a deep breath with me, because we're going to do the opposite, and I'm going to show you how powerful this is and how you can change your mind by changing your physical responses to things and vice versa. So take a deep breath and exhale loud and let it out. Let's do one more. And exhale. Kind of feel any negativity, any of that not enoughness. Let it go. You can take another deep breath, and as you exhale that out, really just releasing any of that negative energy that's making you feel small. Anything that came up in the example that I shared earlier, any memories or stories that are playing for you right now. Let it out. Take one more inhale. And when you're ready, you can even shake if you want to. Get some physical movement, getting that out, okay? And so now I want you to, you can open your eyes if you didn't already, and I want you to think of the belief, I am enough. I want you to think of a time in your life when you did something that you were good at, something you're proud of yourself for. Maybe this has to do with school, maybe this is like work or relationships or sports, some time in your life where you were really proud. You felt like you did a good job and you were happy with yourself. And I know for the longest time I always struggled to actually find those times because I was so hard on myself and put so much pressure. So I hope you can find at least one time that brings you joy or makes you feel good. And I want you to say it again or think it again. I am good enough. And again, I am good enough. And again, I'm good enough. I'm good enough. I'm good enough. What does that do for you? For me, as I'm even just saying it now on this video, I feel my shoulders kind of pull back. Like because I'm looking for it as I film this, I can actually see that I went from kind of like doing the I'm not good enough example and like kind of slouching, rolling down forward, not taking up space, not looking or feeling confident, to then saying, I'm good enough. I'm good enough. My heart space is open. My chest is wide. My shoulders are kind of back and down, relaxed. And I just feel myself, my spine is more straight. I'm not slouched. I'm sitting up straight. I've got a strong core, which is a huge energy center as well as the heart. So literally everything in my body has started to align with the positive vibration and the positive belief of being good enough. So I hope you can feel that for yourself. And if not, rewind this a little bit, try it again and see what shows up for you. As you say these disempowering thoughts of I'm not good enough, feel what your body feels like when you do that, and then switch, fast forward again and watch the positive, I am good enough, and see what your body feels like for you then. So really feeling into how powerful your thoughts are in connecting to your body and connecting to how you show up in the world and how you're taking up space. So when you walk into a room and you're believing that you are good enough, you're walking in with this energy, this air, this sense of belonging, this inner knowingness that you are in fact good enough, you deserve to be there, you're not out of place, and like you're a big deal. And that doesn't have to be a cocky way. It just means like, yeah, you know what? I'm great. I'm a nice person. I'm good. I work hard, whatever it is, I deserve to be in this room. So you're able to take up the physical space, and your mind is going to pick up on that as well. Like I said before, with the way your mind and body connect, if you walk in a room and you've got that stance and you've got that belief, everything changes. So your whole mindset is going to be like, yeah, you know what, I deserve to be in here, and this is amazing, this is the place for me. You just continue to reaffirm more confidence and more belief and more belonging. And a perfect example really quickly was one of my clients who, she was really nervous about going to this work event, Her boss had asked her to go because she had been working with me in my inner presence method. I'll save that for another day, but she was working with me through IPM, and she was working on her confidence. She was working on speaking up for herself, and especially when it came to work. She wanted less stress, she wanted more fun, and she wanted to change the work environment for good because it was a very negative place. So we did a lot of work, a lot of inner work, a lot of work around beliefs and showing up in a new light and releasing the past, all these things. And because of that, she started getting asked to speak at staff meetings and share what she had learned. And she was actually changing the whole work environment, which was amazing. And her boss invited her to come to this big networking event with a whole bunch of other people in the similar careers, and they were there. And she was a little bit nervous beforehand because this was very new, out of her comfort zone. And I could see when talking and hear when I was talking to her how her disempowering thoughts and her old chatter and negativity and doubt were creeping in. And I started to talk to her about, instead of believing that you're not meant to be in this room, and instead of believing like you're not good enough and you're out of place, because if you take in that belief before you even go, that's exactly what you're going to notice and feel. But let's look at it instead of how amazing this is going to be, how you're going to meet a few new people. You don't need to become friends with everyone. You don't need to be afraid of talking to everyone, but you're going to, guaranteed, you're going to meet at least one person there, and you're going to have a good conversation with them, and that's going to make you feel good. It's going to help you feel like you deserve to be there, right? You're not out of place. So we took on this whole more empowered, confident energy. And I was so excited the next day when I got her message saying that she actually had an incredible time. She met some really nice people. She got to know her boss and some of her coworkers who were there a little bit better. She felt confident. She felt like she was good enough, and she saw it show up in her body and in her mind. So everything changes when you can create create this shift, but when you can shorten the gap, and when you can really pay attention to how your mind, body, soul are connected and impacting you each day. So I wanted to share that because whatever is going on in your life, whatever you're kind of stressed about right now, whatever aspect of your life it's in, if you work on taking an empowered approach and feeling more confident and really tuning into that, embodying it, what would it look like if you knew you deserved to be in that room? What would it look like if you believed you were good enough in your career or in your relationship or with whatever it is you're doing? If you were to believe that, how would you physically show up? What would you be thinking? What would you say to yourself? How would you walk around? How would you hold yourself, right? Really getting into that place, and that's going to help you create these new neural pathways. It's going to create new story and a totally new identity for yourself. I will save that for another video, but I want you to give that a try to really take on this new energy and see how powerful those words are, because chances are you've been saying I'm not good enough for way too long, and chances are it's also impacting your physical nature, how you show up in all areas of your life. So why not try something different? Start saying the opposite, start showing up in a new light, in a new way, so that you can bring about the opposite for you. So if you would like some extra help with this, if this is something that interests you, I have a free training. The link is down below in the description box. It's all about breaking out of anxiety, limiting beliefs, and past struggles, because those three things are huge, huge key factors that keep people stuck, playing small, being stuck in victim mode, doubting themselves, never taking action. So it's all about breaking free from those so that you can start living out your dreams in 90 days or less, which is what I teach inside my signature system, the Inner Presence Method. But you can watch a free training where I share a bunch more about mindset tools, shifts for reprogramming, and the 3 most common mistakes I see people making that is actually keeping them stuck way longer than they need to be. So you can check that all out in the training down below. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about what I talked about, or how that meditation wasn't a meditation, but how that visualization showed up for you, what you felt or what you noticed as you said those empowering and disempowering thoughts. And yeah, if you found this helpful, please hit the subscribe button, please give it a like. You can turn on notifications. I'm going to be doing a video every single day, and I cannot wait to share more with you. So I will see you on the next video.